yeah, that's me. And he would tell me wonderful stories about, not being cast in various things or them not using his voice. So he told me how he wasn't quite cast in Superman, and then he told me about how he thought he was the voice of Darth Vader, but when he went along, it turned out he wasn't. I thought I was going to be the voice of Darth Vader, and when I went there, I wasn't. And as I was talking to my son, he thought, that's a perfect voice for the dish of the day. So I just impersonated him as best I could, and he never noticed. He thought, that's good. Anyway.
I'm going to go all the way in the back. Go.
Peter.
Yes.
How was it playing a slightly fictionalized version of yourself in Dak Murray's Toast on London?
Oh, I loved it. It was very good. Yeah, I was a big fan of Toast. Because it was about a dodgy actor. And I've had similar experiences, the experiences he had in the voiceover, when he was doing the voiceovers. I've had experiences just like that. Honestly, they're pains in the bottoms, voiceover people. So anyway, I was very thrilled when he said, would you like to come along and just play this strange version of yourself? And as Chandler said, well, you are a strange version of yourself. Anyway, so yeah, no, I loved it. Yeah, I wish it had gone on.
Over there.
What was it like to work with Robert Hardy on all creatures, especially as a young actor with this very season?
I think working with Robert Hardy was one of the most formative experiences of my acting life, really, because I was a newcomer. My mother was in love with him for a start. That's all she talked about when she heard I was doing all creatures. I thought, Hardy, what's he like? But he was an extraordinary actor. He was a stage actor, really, at his best. And he never had the ability to hone down a performance to a kind of, a final performance. So, and he knew this was a problem, and he hated it about himself. He said, I just can't hone it down. I can't do all the things I've worked out over rehearsals. So when he did a take on the set, you never knew how he was going to play it. So sometimes he'd shout at me, and then he'd whisper venomously at me, and I had to react off him all the time, and I had no idea what he'd do. Literally, they'd say, okay, can we just do another take? We'd do it. And he would do it completely differently. And I was there desperately trying to cling on to some semblance of what I had intended to do, but always having to react. So it taught me how to play off someone when you did not know what was coming at you. And that was incredibly exciting. And he liked the fact that I managed to do it. So it was really because of him. He said, I think you should have I was only meant to be in 4 of the first series of that story. I was meant to be away at veterinary college for most of it. But he said, I really like the way the two brothers work. I want to have him in more episodes. So I was in virtually every episode until we finished it, certainly the first 3 series. So, but yeah, he was fantastic. He had not a bad reputation, but he could be quite fiery. But I knew it was because he was angry with himself, because if he didn't feel he did something as well as he could. So we worked really well together. I was very proud that I managed to keep up with him, at least most of the time.
I'm going to do 2 more questions. I'm going to get you right there in the back.
We only have 2 minutes.
We only have 2 minutes, and you got it in. I got it. Okay. All right, we're going to get you in the back. If we can actually kind of speed up condense your questions, so we can do a quick clip before we wrap it up. Go ahead, sir. Hi.
Did you come up with your costume, or was there an inspiration behind it?
The inspiration, I claim inspiration for that costume because he said to me, John, that he wanted something that was younger and yet eccentric. And I thought, you can't get much more eccentric than cricket. So I just thought that was a perfect thing. And I love cricket, and I still play cricket. I even got to play it in the programme.
One over here with Stuart, was it?
Yeah, just if you could just talk about your generations. I mean, what was the difference emotionally in the experience of the incoming generation from the outgoing one?
Yeah, okay, well, the income regeneration is just exciting for you because you're starting off on this journey. The leaving is interesting because you make the decision, obviously, that you're going to leave the programme and you're going to move on, and that's absolutely fine. And then you come to the day when you film the regeneration, and you always think, and I know this is true because I've talked to David about it as well, you always think, have I made a terrible mistake? Is it too late to change my mind? But it's too late.
I don't want to go.
Suddenly, there's some other bugger lying on the floor who's now the doctor, and someone is showing you the door, and your car's waiting outside.
We're talking to you anymore.
Feels unceremonious, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
that's it. Your king is dead, long live the king.
Like walking in the back and waiting to go,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he was ready to go months before. Yeah.
All right, I believe Stephen has a quick clip for us, and then we'll say, what do we got here, Peter? Let's take a look.
Look at me. Did I ever look like that? Oh, that's gay. It takes quite a long time before I start singing. I don't know if you want to move it on a bit. Can you move it on for about 2 or 3 minutes? Because I think there's a lot of holding guitars.
This is a story about a policeman who occurred. And it was in fact the first song I ever had recorded. And it was recorded by the Dave Clark Five. He said to me that he would just give me a proper contract so I could move on.
Get on with it!
Get to the highlights.
Kind of takes you back, doesn't it, Peter? Guys, thank you very much. Peter, thank you for obviously everything, but thank you for bringing your lovely wife Elizabeth, and she's out there. Don't come back without her. We love her to death. And you know, thank you so much, guys. Give it up for Mr. Peter Davison. Get up!